セクション7目的、実行、達成
project, project,
企画、事業を見積もる、投影する
project, project, enterprise,
企て、事業、企業
enterprise,
He needed to assemble able workers for his new enterprise.
scheme,
計画、枠組み、制度
scheme,
A social welfare scheme.
attempt,
試み、企画を試みる
attempt,
The child's attempt to fix the broken vase was in vain, so he started to cry.
purpose,
目的、
purpose,
With the purpose of surprising her friend, she visited the apartment without notice.
intention,
意図
intention, intend,
を意図する
intend, intentionally,
意図的に、故意に
intentionally, destination,
目的地、行き先
destination,
The tourist told his destination to the taxi driver.
destiny,
運命、宿命
destiny,
Hiro believed it was his destiny to save the world.
destined,
運命にある
destined,
He was destined to be in a car accident someday, for he always drove so recklessly.
ideal,
理想、理想的な
ideal,
He continued his search for an ideal wife even after celebrating his 70th birthday.
idealistic,
理想主義の
idealistic, practical,
実用的な、現実的な
practical,
My mother always buys objects that are of no practical use.
practically,
事実上はほとんど実用的に
practically,
Practically everyone watched the famous TV show's final episode.
real,
本当の、本物の、現実の
real, reality,
現実
reality,
As soon as he returned from his vacation, he was pulled back into reality.
realize,
を悟る、理解するを実現する
realize,
He didn't realize how much she meant to him until she was no longer with him.
realization,
理解、実現
realization, realistic,
現実的な
realistic,
Try to set realistic goals so that you won't easily give up.
fantasy,
空想
fantasy,
Dorothy had fantasies about marrying a prince on a white horse.
fancy,
空想を想像する高級な手の込んだ
fancy,
I fancy that I have met you somewhere before.
illusion,
幻想錯覚
illusion,
Mr. Scott had the illusion that his students liked him.
disillusion,
を幻滅させる
disillusion, imagine,
を想像する
imagine, imagination,
想像想像力
imagination,
I thought I had heard a knocking at the door, but it was just my imagination.
imaginary,
想像上の架空の
imaginary,
The dragon is an imaginary creature.
imaginative,
想像力に富んだ
imaginative,
Izumi Kyoka was one of the most imaginative writers of his time.
task,
仕事任務
task, undertake,
を引き受ける
undertake,
The student undertook the task of cleaning the rabbit cage.
launch,
を始める着手する発射する
launch,
The team launched the project since they obtained new funds from the sponsors.
embark,
船出する着手する
embark,
Columbus embarked on a voyage in search of India.
hesitate,
ためらう躊躇する
hesitate,
Don't hesitate to ask any questions.
hesitant,
躊躇している
hesitant, hesitation,
躊躇
hesitation,
Without hesitation.
pursue,
を追い求める
pursue,
The young painter decided to pursue his dream even when his parents opposed it.
Pursuit.
追求
Pursuit.
The pursuit of happiness.
Seek.
を探し求める
Seek.
The company is seeking to extend its market to China.
Strive.
努力する奮闘する
Strive.
Teenagers usually strive for popularity among their classmates.
Assign.
を割り当てる課す
Assign.
The teacher assigns new homework to us every day.
Assignment.
宿題課題
Assignment. In charge of.
を担当しての責任者で
In charge of.
The youngest brother is in charge of feeding the ferrets.
Responsible.
責任のある原因である
Responsible.
The politician was held responsible for the confusion and he had to leave office.
Responsibility.
責任
Responsibility. Irresponsible.
無責任な
Irresponsible. Execute.
を処刑するを実行する果たす
Execute.
The family of the victim was present in a nearby room when the murderer was executed.
Execution.
処刑実行遂行
Execution. Executive.
役員重役
Executive.
An executive director.
Perform.
を実行する果たすを演じる上演する
Perform.
The spy performed his mission without flaw.
Performance.
実行業績演技演奏
Performance.
The musician received a standing ovation for her performance.
Carry out.
を実行する果たす
Carry out.
The spy successfully carried out the mission.
Obstacle.
障害障害物
Obstacle. Adverse.
逆境の不利な
Adverse.
The loss of tropical rainforests has an adverse effect on global ecosystems.
Adversity.
逆境
Adversity.
Even in adversity due to bad weather conditions, the experienced golfer played perfectly.
Adversary.
敵敵対者敵の
Adversary. Hardship.
苦難苦労
Hardship.
Overcome hardships.
Burden.
重荷負担
Burden.
Modern technology has greatly reduced the burden of housework.
Overcome.
を乗り越える克服する
Overcome.
When it comes to marriage, there are so many obstacles to overcome.
Cope with.
に取り組む対処する
Cope with.
Only a few people know how to cope with the stress that modern society imposes on them.
Tackle.
に取り組む立ち向かう
Tackle.
Tackle a difficult problem.
Talent.
才能
Talent.
Have a talent for music.
Gift.
贈り物才能
Gift.
Mozart had a great gift for music.
Gifted.
才能のある
Gifted. Ability.
能力
Ability. Skill.
技術能力
Skill.
The father passed down the skill of furniture making to his son.
Skillful.
熟達した
Skillful. Capable.
能力がある
Capable.
The prince was capable of listening to 10 people talking to him at once.
Capability.
能力
Capability. Incapable.
能力がない
Incapable. Capacity.
能力受け入れる能力
Capacity.
The restaurant only had the capacity to accommodate 20 people.
Potential.
潜在能力可能性潜在的に可能な
Potential.
A young baseball player with great potential.
Effort.
努力
Effort. Struggle.
奮闘努力奮闘する努力する
Struggle.
The single mother struggled under an insufficient income.
endeavor,
努力、試み、努力する、試みる。
endeavor,
His endeavor in the restaurant business was a great success.
persist,
粘る、しつこく主張する。
persist,
The girl persisted in pursuing her dream even though her parents opposed it.
persistent,
粘り強い、しつこい。
persistent,
Persistent effort.
persistence,
粘り強さ、しつこさ。
persistence, persevere,
粘る、
persevere, perseverance,
根気、粘り強さ。
perseverance,
Diligence and perseverance will pay off in the long run.
efficient,
効率的な。
efficient,
The assembly line was established so that a chain of work could be done in an efficient way.
efficiency,
効率、
efficiency, inefficient,
効率の悪い。
inefficient, fulfill,
を果たす、実行する、満足させる。
fulfill,
The basketball player fulfilled his dream of joining the NBA at the late age of 30.
fulfillment,
達成、実行。
fulfillment, attain,
を達成する、に到達する。
attain,
She attained her goal by working diligently for a long time.
attainment,
達成、到達。
attainment, achieve,
を達成する。
achieve,
The skater was not satisfied even after achieving her long-time dream.
achievement,
達成、業績、学力。
achievement,
The achievement test.
accomplish,
を成し遂げる、完成する。
accomplish,
After giving up every luxury, she accomplished her goal of saving up enough money to buy a house.
accomplishment,
完成、業績。
accomplishment, obtain,
を手に入れる。
obtain,
In order to obtain fame, he had gone through hard times.
gain,
を得る、を増す、利益、増加。
gain,
He gained a lot of experience by working as a lawyer.
regain,
を取り戻す。
regain,
The patient has not regained consciousness since the accident.
acquire,
を獲得する、身につける、習得する。
acquire,
Children acquire language at an amazing speed.
acquisition,
獲得、習得。
acquisition,
The acquisition of language.
complete,
を完了する、完全にする、完全な、完成した。
complete,
The student completed the high school program in 2 years.
completion,
完成、完了。
completion, completely,
完全に。
completely, incomplete,
不完全な。
incomplete,
セクション8。時間。
Temporary.
一時的な、仮の。
Temporary.
I only have a temporary visa, so I cannot stay for a long period of time.
Contemporary.
同時代の、現代の。
Contemporary.
I like contemporary American writers, but he likes British classics.
Permanent.
永続する。
Permanent.
Beauty is not permanent, so one must make good use of it while it lasts.
Eternal.
永久の、永遠の。
Eternal.
People think love is eternal until they fall in love with someone else.
Eternity.
永久、永遠。
Eternity. Rare.
稀な、めったにない。
Rare. Rarely.
めったにない。
Rarely.
I rarely see my parents now that I live in a dorm and away from home.
Once in a while.
たまに。
Once in a while.
Why don't you take a day off once in a while and enjoy life?
Occasion.
機会、場合、出来事。
Occasion.
On rare occasions.
Occasional.
時折の。
Occasional. Occasionally.
時々。
occasionally,
My mother claims to be a vegetarian, but occasionally she eats meat.
now and then,
時々
now and then,
I think about her now and then, but I know she will never come back to me.
frequent,
たびたびの
frequent, frequency,
頻度周波数
frequency,
The number and frequency of violent acts.
frequently,
頻繁にたびたび
frequently,
The question is frequently asked in tests.
constant,
絶え間ない一定の
constant,
Constant effort.
constantly,
絶えず
constantly,
Things are constantly changing in the world, so it's really hard to keep up with them.
perpetual,
絶え間ない永久の
perpetual,
The wife's perpetual complaint tormented the husband.
at the moment,
今のところは
at the moment,
Sam is away from his desk at the moment, so I'll have him call you back later.
at present,
今のところは
at present,
At present, there still is no effective cure for this disease.
for the time being,
ここしばらくは
for the time being,
The doctor told me to stay in bed for the time being.
rapid,
急速な
rapid,
The rapid progress of technology.
rapidly,
急速に
rapidly,
The population of developing countries is rapidly increasing.
immediate,
即座の直接の
immediate,
An immediate reaction.
immediately,
直ちに直接に
immediately,
The couple got divorced immediately after returning from their honeymoon.
prompt,
即座の素早いを促す刺激する
prompt,
Thank you for your prompt reply.
promptly,
即座に
promptly, abruptly,
不意に突然
abruptly,
Our relationship ended abruptly a few weeks ago.
period,
期間時代次元
period,
For a long period of time.
age,
年齢時代
age, come of age,
成人になる
come of age, era,
時代
era,
In the Meiji era.
epoch,
新時代時代の幕開け
epoch,
The internet marked a new epoch in the information technology era.
phase,
局面年段階
phase,
The event marked the beginning of a new phase in American history.
decade,
10年
decade,
Over the last decade, we witnessed a rapid growth in technology.
annual,
毎年の年に1回の
annual,
An annual meeting.
annually,
毎年年に1回
annually, anniversary,
記念日
anniversary,
Our 20th wedding anniversary.
interval,
間隔
interval,
The bus comes at intervals of 15 minutes.
origin,
起源出生
origin,
The word philosophy is of Greek origin.
original,
独自の本来の
original,
Everyone wishes to be completely original and different from others.
originate,
起こる始まる
originate,
The professor believes that Japanese actually originated from a European language.
initial,
最初の
initial,
The initial stage of love is usually filled with only happiness.
initially,
最初は
initially,
I was initially doubtful about it.
former,
以前の前者の
former,
He still loves his former wife.
formerly,
以前は
formerly,
Formerly known as,
previous,
前の
previous,
I have a previous engagement.
previously,
以前に
previously, proceed,
より先行する
proceed,
The guide preceded the tour group into the exhibit room.
precedent,
前例
precedent,
Every newspaper praised his company as a venture that has no precedent in history.
unprecedented,
前例のない
unprecedented, posterior,
後の
posterior, prior,
前の
prior,
In Europe prior to World War I,
priority,
優先事項
priority,
national security is our top priority.
advance,
前進する進歩する進歩
advance,
First-time customers are asked to pay in advance.
simultaneous,
同時に起こる
simultaneous,
Simultaneous interpretation.
coincide,
同時に起こる一致する
coincide, coincidence,
偶然の一致
coincidence,
We met at the supermarket by coincidence.
prolong,
を延長する
prolong,
Because of the storm, many tourists had to prolong their stay and wait at the airport.
postpone,
を延期する
postpone,
The baseball game was postponed until a day later because of bad weather conditions.
delay,
を遅らせる遅延
delay,
The departure of our plane was delayed for 30 minutes.
punctual,
時間に正確な
punctual,
He is very punctual and always shows up on time.
current,
今の流通している流れ
current,
The current trend in women's fashion is wearing loose clothes.
out of date,
時代遅れの
out of date,
As these rules are out of date, it is time we abolished them.
up to date,
最新の
up to date,
Up-to-date fashion.
ancient,
古代の大昔の
ancient,
Ancient Rome.
ancestor,
先祖
ancestor,
The painting was inherited from her mother's ancestor.
primitive,
原始的な未開の野蛮な
primitive,
In primitive times, people lived by hunting and gathering.